Hey everybody, welcome. I'm just trying to settle down and see what I want to work on today, but so far this is what I've been up to. My board was blessed about a week ago, as well as these crystal boards, the grids. I found a really nice bag for housing those, but now I've got to find something for the cloth, the board, the pendulum, the candles, something that, when I'm finished doing a reading, I can close it all up. But this has been fascinating. I'm trying to train my pendulum, and there's a whole bunch of really neat exercises in this book. And it's an older one that came with this pendulum and some boards. So I've got to find something for this, but that's not all I've been up to. I've also been reactivating and blessing my charm board, and this is for working with the ancestors. So each of these just slip in and out, which is easy peasy. And I did find my ancestor charms, and they're being blessed with some more calendula. They were on my altar as well. I've got my crystal ball that goes in the center for dropping on. But what I thought I'd do this year to honor the ancestors is to bring all the pictures in around the charm board and, get busy. And I just showed you some of the pendulum stuff that I've been working on. So I'd like to bring that in too. So what I did was sort of section it off with grandparents on the mother's side, parents, mother, father, grandparents to me on my dad's side, and my husband's family. So I want to do a charm reading, but I also want to, for the first time on this board, bring in the pendulum. So as I say, I've been training my pendulum so it can point a little bit better, and direction is going to be important in this. But again, that's not all. This little thing was fun because hubby made me a birdhouse. No, we're not religious, but when he put it all together, I said, it looks like a church. So he added some elements and I've been painting those in. So hopefully that will be a home for a little bird very shortly in the spring. I'm also considering this owl for my Santa Morte altar. And my intention was to paint it a little bit more witchy. See this little guy down here? But I'm not sure if I want to embark on that because I think this is sandstone. So that's another idea that's going around the head a little bit. And I did promise myself to get back to my painting. So this is where I'm at so far. I've been gathering all kinds of leaves in the forest. This was really fun, trying to bring the berries in. And I even did, when I was painting, notice that the berries were juicing. So I was dipping into some of the juice as I was adding the color there for that. I like the fact that some of the leaves have holes and are, they're just so natural, not perfect. So now I'm encountering how to put this log with this wonderful moss on it and all of its texture in here. So you can see I've sketched that in just a wee bit, and adding in the moss should be quite delicate, but with some watercolor pencils that should be fun. I like the shadow being cast here by this leaf, but I also might bring in another leaf that sort of goes behind the log, touches over here. At one point I thought I was going to have some steps with moss on them through here, but then I found this little guy. So I'll have to decide because it's like stepping off into another world over here. So this has all been wonderful to work with the fall colors. And I did discover that these watercolor pencils from Artist Loft don't care for those so much. They just don't blend and go down as easily as some of the Color Me Grip Faber-Castells. They are quite nice. And then I also found that my Cumberlands in these, which are Derwent, are really nice. So it's fun to put the color down, let the colors blend, and then go back in with the pencil crayons and even some of the line work that it can make, or even with the back of the brush here. You know, you set a little groove and all the color goes into it. So that's where I've been at today. Just getting a little sketch in there to get me back into it. It's been a week or so, and I've had other things on my plate, but it's been pouring outside. I've had a nice hot chocolate, and I think it's time to sort of figure out what I'm going to be doing here. And as I said in the video with Selena, our live the other day, that I think this is going to be the book jacket for a watercolor, either oracle or tarot deck that I want to create. And I was going to use the flowers for the wand energy or the air energy. Wasn't sure, but now I think I've decided on birds for the air energy because they're messengers, and that's what swords and air mean to me. So it'll be interesting to try to work some idea of bird or feathers in here as well. But I think this should make a nice book jacket. Anyway, this is what I've been up to today as I'm wandering around and it's pouring outside, and I'm trying to decide what to settle on. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you back here again.